freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same. And if you and I don't do this, then you and I may well spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in America when men were free.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 494 of Gun Freedom Radio, where we engage, we educate, and we inform. We are brought to you by Pot of Gold Estate Auctions, pogauctions.com, where you set the price on guns, ammo, accessories, coins, jewelry, antiques, cars, boats, the whole shebang. Pogauctions.com. I am one of your hosts, Cheryl Todd.
And I'm the other guy, Dan Todd. Our theme today is the Second Amendment Institute of Liberty Gala. And our guest is Kerrie Ann Auclair. Kerrie Ann served on the board of directors for the Second Amendment Institute and Armed Women of America. And she is the state director of Women for Gun Rights. Her work focuses on education, personal responsibility, and supporting women in their self-protection journey.
Welcome back to the show, Miss Kerrie Ann.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I always love coming to the show with you.
So excited. And I think it was either the last time or the first time you came on, you were actually camping. And
Yes.
What a trooper that you said, yes, I'll come on, and fighting flies that were coming
getting
at you.
attacked by flies. Yep.
So
Anytime I
anyway,
can come on with you is a pleasure.
I love it.
20 years ago, we never heard helping women in their self-protection journey. And it's wonderful to see that, because there's so many people that need that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They need it, they want it, and they feel more comfortable when they get it from a woman, and
Yes.
I didn't realize that I was going to be into this journey, and where I'm at now, it just kind of blows my mind. But I just remember being at the range the first time and shooting, and other women coming to us and saying, hey, can I practice with you? Hey, do you know how I can get my friends to get a license? And we just knew that there was a need. And, that's how Armed Women of America, back then, the Well-Armed Woman, was born in Massachusetts. So 2019, excuse me.
That is fantastic.
The only thing I don't like about hearing that is getting your permits,
Yeah.
getting your license.
Because in Arizona, we don't need those things.
Right.
I'm so jealous.
But getting more women involved in this, they'll find a way to vote that out so that people can be free.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm hoping.
And that's, kind of key to my first question for you is what has been your journey, right? Because I think we all basically start with, we've had some experience at the range, some level of training with the firearm. I don't know that many of us, our first entry into this world is about our rights and about advocacy and activism. And so I think your story really kind of follows that first journey. You've kind of touched on it a little bit, but how did you end up not only sitting on the board, no, we don't sit, serving on the board of Second Amendment Institute together? In full disclosure, I am also a board member. But also you have been a powerful speaker at national events, particularly the one put on by Second Amendment Foundation, the Gun Rights Policy Conference. How do you go from, hey, I was out plinking on the range and some ladies said, hey, teach me, to being on a national stage and serving on a national board?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't grow up with guns at all. And, my husband kind of wanted us to get a firearm to protect ourselves and a family, basically because he worked third shift. And so I did. And I was afraid of the gun, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even let my kids play with toy guns, squirt guns, and I was one of those mothers. And then when I did get my firearm, something happened where my kid was playing with a friend and the kid was trying to get into the gun box, and
Mm.
I think it was more or less, hey, let me show you this, but and the person that lived there was a responsible gun owner and did everything right and had it locked up. But
Mm.
when I heard that, it kind of scared me a lot, and I went into educating myself. I didn't have a lot of money, so I went on YouTube, and that's when I found Kelly Pigeon. And I was talking to her one night, and she talked to me about women for, well, back then, the well-armed woman. And I didn't even know what 2A meant. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how green I was.
Yeah.
But I knew there was a need, and then I dove right into it as soon
Yeah.
as I was able to. And they gave me, the well-armed women gave me the opportunity of being able to educate myself because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that money. And,
Mm.
I'm sure other people are in the same situation. So when I found that and then realized for such a cheap amount of money per year, I have the opportunity of helping women learn. And then I didn't realize that I was going to actually hear these stories that they were going through.
Mm.
Domestic violence, being involved in a bank robbery and you name it. And seeing the fear turn into power in their
Mm.
eyes and seeing it in front of me and having that, and I have a leadership team and we're all responsible for that. It just blew my mind. And then after that, I found another organization, and then they led me to Women for Gun Rights, the DC project, and that's how I met you. And I remember going to my first, it was in Florida, Gainesville, I think it was. And it was like a training session for two
Mm.
days. And that was it. I was hooked. I was completely hooked. And I was like, I want to know more. I want to learn more. I don't understand any of this, but I I didn't let that fear stop what I needed to do. And it wasn't for me, it's for our future.
Yes.
My kid there's a picture in the back over here, and that's her, you
Oh,
know.
wow.
Yep. And
I love that.
she was at Appleseed with me, and I look at them and I realize that no matter how scared I am getting on that stage at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, for some reason, every single time I do, last time I sang the national anthem, I don't know how I even got through that. It's empowering. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that I'm on that stage for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And going into that, and that's how I met you, and you introduced me to, Tyler. I remember meeting Tyler for the first time at one of our DC trips. I didn't know
Tyler
who he was.
Gary, our founder, right?
Yep, yep. And I just I didn't know who he was at first, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I got a book, signed autograph book, and so I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So I went home, read it. I'm like, this is really cool. And then, he reached out to me, wanted to share one of the pictures I had in at DC, and then you asked me to be on the board. So I was I'm not gonna say no. I said yes. So,
Well,
and
and it's phenomenal because you bring so much to everything that you do. You have, I think that that secret sauce of, insatiable curiosity, but also a excellent way of articulating things. And so you are learning and teaching, learning and teaching, learning and teaching all the time. And I think that is truly the core of a really good leader because you don't talk at people, you talk with people, you help convey the emotion behind what we do, which our side very often we skip over, right? We want to go straight to the knowledge, just the head space, right? But you have combined the head space and the heart space so beautifully with everything you do.
I
And
appreciate that.
what you bring to the board, the Second Amendment Institute board, is, so valuable and so important to us. And so I'm thrilled that you dove in. And it's again one of those things. It's like, well, I don't really know exactly what's being asked of me,
Yep.
but the answer is yes, and we're going to figure it out as we go.
Right.
And as being self-employed people, Danny and I, that's been our entire journey,
Well,
right?
Kerrie Ann, I've been in business all my life. I've owned several, a couple gun shops, and I have a fear of walking into a gun shop.
Mm,
Me, a
mm-hmm.
grown man, have a fear of walking into a gun shop that I never walked in before. So I could just imagine how for a woman that has never fired a gun before to want to get into this industry, how hard it can be for them. So I really appreciate women getting out there and sharing and working with people and realizing. And you think about it, 20, 30 years ago, men kind of ruled this field.
Mm,
And so we were losing our rights, constantly losing our rights, because men, not only are men controlling, but they don't really get involved. Then God brought in women to this and got women involved, and now we're inviting women in. It's the women are doing more for our gun industry than men have ever done.
right.
And
Well, actually, when I started researching last year, when I had the opportunity of working with a few amazing folks to do an amazing event, and it was about Lexington and Concord and at the 250th anniversary. And I started really digging deep in the history of it even more and more. And I found out that women have been part of this world. It just seemed like it got shifted a bit
mhm,
during some time. And there was an actual woman that would dress up as a man and started her own militia. And I cannot for the life of remember her name, but oh, it was amazing to find out that we were part of this from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, trying to fight for our civil rights, and it kind of got shifted. So we're back.
yes, and you're stronger. And that, I,
And
I just think it's
yep,
great because that's what's going to fix all of these bad gun laws, all this crap that we have, because the women are stronger voices than the men are.
I
And
think
they're
we
going to make
softened
things
things
happen.
up. Yep,
Yeah.
I think we
Anyway, I
softened things
appreciate
up.
it. Yeah.
Yep, and it's like you're a mom, you're a grandma, you have a gun. Why would you have that? Um, well, first, because it's fun.
Yeah.
And second, it's because it's fun. And third, because it's fun. No, it's because I want to protect myself and my family. Maybe I go hunting, maybe
Well,
there's so many reasons, right?
exactly. And that ability, that articulation, that relatability, you've been doing these little short videos that you've been putting out. Tell folks how they can find some of those that are so impactful because in the span of like, I don't know, 90 seconds or something, you help grab the core idea and take us through a quick journey and end with basically a call to action like, if not you, who? If not now, when?
Right.
Kind of ideas. Where are those? Where do you put those?
So it's on my YouTube channel and it's called Sisters in Arms, a firearm story. I'm actually in the process of rebranding, so I've kind of taken a little step back from some more shows, but being on your show is actually reminding me I need to step it up. Go back to it, go back to the studio and get things done. So it's on YouTube. I do have a Facebook channel as well for Sisters in Arms, a firearm story. Um, it's part of my Ways to Be Empowered LLC business.
Mm,
And Sisters in Arms is eventually going to end up being a series. So eventually the show might change to Ways to Be Empowered, but it's either way, you'll find me.
absolutely. I saw on your Facebook page there was a link directly to waystobeempowered.com, right?
Yep. Ways to be
Okay.
empowered.com.
Fantastic.
And
So go ahead.
oh nope, go ahead.
Getting back to the Second Amendment Institute. So again, Tyler Izagari is our founder. Now, Tyler is a young man. Like
I'm so glad you're talking about this because I've been dying to talk about this. So at the gun, this is another reason why I was very, very happy to jump in on this because I think Tyler just amazes me because every single time I'm together with him, he just amazes me. Why? Because he's a young man with this passion that just makes me smile and makes my heart so, so happy. And when I was at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, I had the opportunity of talking about the future. So the title of my show was Advocacy Through Action, The Future is Watching.
mm,
And, you know, I was watching a show too from the YouTube channel from Second Amendment Institute, and I was watching it 8 years ago. Colonel West was talking about how the same thing about talking about the future and talking about how one day Dick Heller's not going to be here, but a Tyler will be here to step forward and
Mm,
take that with him. He said something to that extent. And I'm like, that is so true.
mm,
And so when I was talking and speaking at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, I mentioned that, like, we need to start teaching the truth to our youth.
mm,
They're hearing false information and they're being scared of the word, the Second Amendment Institute, the word firearms and guns. And Tyler is relatable to the younger folks, and he's able to bring in people so they listen to him.
mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm,
think that's really important part. All these organizations that we either volunteer for or other organizations that are in the fight, like the NRA, GOA, there's so many organizations that do an amazing job fighting for our civil rights. But when you see a young person that started this 10 years ago, we're going to be
mm-hmm.
celebrating our 10th anniversary. It just goes to show you how incredible that is. And just seeing Colonel West, and then seeing a show on Riding Shotgun with Charlie interviewing Tyler 5 years ago. He was such a baby. He looked like a little baby.
It's
So,
so true. And now
yeah.
he's written a book. Hold that up again. What is it
Oh,
called?
yes.
The Gun Rights 101,
Yeah.
Fighting Back Against something.
Fighting it back against gun control biggest lies. So going
Mm,
back to telling, like, here he is, like, walking through, like, what does an AR stand for? It's just, it really is a good book, especially
absolutely.
for folks that are green and they're trying to figure out all the terms and what they mean. Well, this kind of brings it to the surface and tells you the truth.
Absolutely. And I definitely want to talk about the gala and tell folks how they can come and join us and what the speakers are. But before we get there, um, what what do we do as Second Amendment Institute, right? Because there are lots of other organizations out there, and each one tries to distinguish itself in a particular vein or niche. And so, SAI.org, what is our mission? What do we do?
Well, we do litigation, we advocate and we educate. And we try to, as since I've been here, I've seen some amazing speakers come to these events, which blows my mind. And, like, I just remember being at the board meeting, sitting next to Colonel West going, this is not happening.
I know Colonel Alan West is our chairman of the board, and we get to go, join him in board meetings and planning for the future. And that I think we both need to pinch ourselves about that, right? And Colonel Rob Manus is also on the board. He's phenomenal. Yeah, Tyler really has this talent for putting powerful and impactful people together.
Yeah. And he makes it to he makes it so people are paying attention because they see these people coming in to speak. They see who's on the board, and Tyler has a way of doing that, and I think it's fantastic. And
I do
I'm looking
too.
forward to the 10th gala as well. So we got George Lyon on the board too, um, and Dana Rizzi, which I haven't met yet. I haven't had the opportunity to meet her or Sheriff Mike Lewis yet,
He's
or
awesome. I haven't met
Senator
Dana
Albert
either.
Lee. I'm probably going to butcher his last name. Senator Albert Lee Gilroy.
Gilroy, I think.
Gilroy. Yep.
Um, anyway, powerful people,
Mm.
driven people, accomplished people. And one of the things that brought me to Second Amendment Institute was our presence on college campuses,
Oh,
because we are arbitrarily disarmed the minute we walk off the rest of our life, right? We're on one side of the sidewalk. I have all of my rights intact here in Arizona. I step over a sidewalk onto a college campus. Suddenly, I'm disarmed. It's the most ridiculous thing. And so Tyler, he started his whole journey while he was in college. And so it was natural that that would be top of mind for him
yep.
to be fighting for campus carry. But I think Dan is waiting to ask a
No,
question.
I'm good. I'm just learning.
Oh, okay. I saw you making notes over there, so I thought you
I
were
was
reminding
making
me.
notes and you guys are covering. Every time I say, write something down, you guys got it. So I
Uh,
think you know what you're doing.
I think it's a wonderful that Tyler was really focusing on that too. And to be honest with you, I have two kiddos. One's going to go to college next year, and it scares me. And so I have a boy and a girl, and my youngest, she's going to be a senior next year, and I'm fearful of that. I'm
Mhm.
fearful of having them go to a college and not be even able to carry pepper spray.
Mhm.
And we have seen it more and more times on the news about young ladies getting raped on campus or worse, getting murdered. And that's scary because they give this class like situational awareness and you got to pay attention. That really is great, but it doesn't give them the tools they need to protect themselves. That's like just the first tool. But
Mhm.
if you need to protect yourself, you have nothing to do so. You're
Mhm.
disarmed.
Yeah. And
And
it's
it's
so
a shame.
arbitrary and needless. And I know a lot of times in those debates, it's like, well, college kids. And I'm like, really? College kids? Because I was in my 20s when I went to college, and I was treated like a child in the sense that I had to leave my firearm on the other side of that sidewalk. I attended night classes. I was in rural areas where we have colleges here in Arizona. I was in dense uh, urban areas where we have colleges. And, it is a very unsettling feeling to know that the bad guy's not going to care one bit about those rules or those no gun signs. But people like me will. And who does that give the advantage to?
They can't even carry a gun, have one in your car in a college parking lot, can you?
I don't believe so. On elementary schools, you're supposed to get this, Kerrie, and I know you live in Massachusetts, so this may not even shock you, but we've tried to pass a bill here in Arizona for year upon year that undoes this stupid thing. So if I'm going to pick up my grand littles from school, right, before my tires hit that parking lot of the school,
Yep.
I'm supposed to go somewhere else and unload my firearm,
Yep.
right? So I'm needlessly handling my firearm, right? And the bad guys are sure going to do that, aren't they?
Yeah.
And predators who know that this schedule every day at the same time, the same person is showing up, right? And disarmed. Who does that give the advantage to? It gives the advantage to the
Bad guys.
predators. So
Right.
we've been trying to say, look, wait, if we are no threat. Bad
Right.
guys are going to do what they're going to do. Don't make us arbitrarily, you know, unload our firearm just in order to spend the 5 minutes it takes to
I
drive on
actually
campus
have
and
to
pick up
pull
our
over
littles.
to a busy, busy road and unload my firearm and lock it up.
Yes,
Uh,
stupid. So
It is.
However,
needless.
however, we are seeing some states that are starting to be free-minded. Like I think Salt Lake City, they can carry guns on campus there, right?
I think we did
Yeah,
learn that
we just
while
learned
we
that,
were in
and so
Utah
and
recently.
there's some
Awesome.
other, I think there's some going on in Texas and things. So there is good signs there, and I don't know of any place where you're allowed to carry a firearm in a college that has an accident or a problem.
Hmm.
But
Right.
And to go back to that, what blows my mind is they can be 18 years old and serve in the war, and they are trusted, but they're
Yes.
not trusted to be protecting themselves as a law-abiding citizen at a campus.
right,
Right. And there are lawsuits going on about that around the nation and different legislation being presented. But it's just why are we having to reclaim these rights? That's the thing that's driving me, you know, like to distraction sometimes. That it's like when this nation was founded, every place was a constitutional carry
And I had the
zone.
opportunity of being able to protect myself because I it was the first time I was actually renting a B&B, and I am in a constitutional carry state, and I was very, very fortunate to be able to declare my firearm on the plane and be able to protect myself. I had a peace of mind,
Yes,
you know.
absolutely. And then that's where that reciprocity then comes in that we've been trying to get nationally, so that we, here in Arizona, our neighboring state of California, right?
Oh, right.
it's that sidewalk scenario again, right? Like I'm perfectly moral and trained and safe and all the things as long as I'm on the Arizona side. The minute I cross into California, I am deemed a felon, and I guess all my morals and everything else stay behind. I don't get it.
I don't get it. And I've heard of people actually getting arrested and they
Hmm.
didn't even know they were crossing the lines. It happened to me a couple of years ago. I was coming home from Massachusetts and Waze for some reason redirected me through Connecticut.
Oh
I'm
gosh.
like, oh no. So I had to
Yeah.
find a safe place to get out of my car, and it was on the busy side of a highway, and lock up my firearm as quick as I could before a police officer came up behind me and said, "Do you need help?"
Yes.
Because that would have been it. That would have been
Yes.
it. And then
Isn't that
everything you
terrible?
worked so hard for just got taken away.
Yeah. Isn't that terrible? We live, we're just supposed to be one country, but we have so many different rules dividing us,
Hmm.
and it's just a shame.
Yeah, especially on something as nonpartisan and commonsensical as our right to keep and bear arms to protect our one and only life. It is the most unifying thing there is because we all want to protect what we love.
Right.
It's wild to me. But getting back to Second Amendment Institute, getting back to our big decade
Can you believe it?
10-year gala. I'm so excited for this event. Not only do you will you and I get to be in the same place at the same time, which is always a kick, and be there with Tyler. We'll be there with Colonel Ellen West and Colonel Rob Manus. But talk to us about how people can join us and be a part of this piece of history.
Yes, so it's the you're probably going to put the link up for the website, I'm assuming, right?
Well, it will be on your guest page, and it will be on
Okay.
the show page for sure.
So SAI.org, I believe, is the
SEI.org. And so
and
we have a little soundbite to share on social media. Just start with the name of the event and all the rest of the information.
awesome.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So the 10-year gala, if you go to the website and there is a special tab up front, up top, it says 10-year gala. Click on that and you can start purchasing tickets right away. We have General Mike Flynn, Lieutenant Alan West, and Joan Ernest. I believe she's an Iowa United States Senator. So I'm very excited. This is going to be an amazing event, but it's also the 250th anniversary of our United States. So of America. This is amazing. So what's better than that, right? Celebrating two amazing accomplishments.
Absolutely. So again, sainational.org/Decade of Liberty is how you can reserve your seat. Get a single seat and get all the way up to, board of directors table, right? Sit with
Yes.
the board of directors, to a champions table. We've got some really cool opportunities there for people. And the date of this event is June 10th of 2026 in Washington, D.C., 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I just absolutely can't wait to be a part of this moment in history. I'm going to be on selfie overload.
Yeah. Yes, you will. And if you do want to, if you can't attend the gala, but you want to donate to the event, to help us with the event, that would be great as well. And you can go to the website. There is a section on there for donations, um, on the homepage all the way down. So we always could use the help.
Absolutely. And there's also something that you just started up on behalf of helping to raise some money to fuel the work we do. It's a very cool raffle that you got started. Tell us about that.
So it's an amazing 1022 that I believe was donated from your, was it
Yes, from
you?
Pot of Gold Auctions, our
Gold,
sponsor
yeah.
for our show. Yes.
And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that is beautiful. It's all hand carved, I believe, out of walnut. And it's absolutely amazing. So I posted it on my page, Sisters in Arms, the Facebook page. It's also on the Second Amendment Institute website. So if you go to www sainstitutional.org/raffle. It'll bring you directly to our website so you can purchase some tickets. And the ticket prices, I believe, are so 25 for one, 60 for three, 125 for seven, and 225 for 15. So you don't want to miss this special 1022. It really is something special to look at. I'm drooling looking at it myself.
It is really gorgeous. It's dated as 2025, so it's even a commemorative. So that makes it a little extra special. But you are right, the stock on that is really something special. And so it is sainational.org/raffle. If you're going to join us for our 10-year celebration, that's sainational.org/decade of liberty. I just can't wait for the special evening that's going to be brought together because Tyler is brilliant at putting together events all throughout the year. And you got to participate in something that I know you will never forget. Was that last summer?
Yes, yes, the wreath ceremony at Arlington Cemetery. I didn't know if I was going to actually be able to get through it without crying because it is such an emotional thing just to drive in. I've never been, so just to drive in and look around, it is breathtaking to see how many men and women served our country to protect our freedoms. And that is such an honor to be on the ground with them and to see the changing of the guards. And it just was such an emotional experience. And I will definitely never forget that because it was Tyler, myself, Colonel Allen West, and Colonel Manus. And there was someone else too. I forgot his name. But it was absolutely incredible. I definitely will not forget.
Well, Second Amendment Institute is the only 2A organization that has organized an annual wreath laying event. And so I'm looking on sainational.org//events, and it's your pictures from the third annual wreath laying ceremony. I was able to go the year before, and it really is exactly as you say. It's just the most beautiful, solemn. Um, it's an honor to be able
It is
to.
an honor. It's just an honor. It's sacred grounds, you know. You walk on there and you get emotional.
It's so true. And so we do special fundraisers specifically for that, that people can be looking forward to. We do an annual Constitution Day dinner in September timeframe. Uh, it's just, it's amazing to me that again, I hate to keep harping on Tyler's age, but there's so many people in his generation that this is the last thing they would be thinking about doing is preserving history, honoring our fallen, bringing people together to hear from the wisdom of people who have served at the highest levels in our military, like Colonel Allen West and Colonel Manus, Rob Manus. And then also, bringing the ordinary everyday moms and pops. Like, that's who we are, really, at the end of the day. I'm just a wife, a mom, and a grandma. Bringing us together, that is where the power of this nation really lies.
It
You
really
agree?
does. Absolutely does. And again, as you mentioned, just the opportunities that I've been given to meet amazing patriots like yourself and going to the events that I've been able to go to and meeting, I can't even tell you how many amazing people I met where I'm like, oh, I'm going to pinch myself.
True.
But it's an honor, but it also makes you realize that we are all people. We're all just people doing and fighting for the same thing. And having talking about Tyler being so young, I'm hoping that there's some younger folks that are going to watch this show too that says, how can I get involved? This is an inspiration. Tyler's an inspiration being so young. What can I do to get involved? Join us. Help us. Spread the word. Be part of something that you believe in, and don't be afraid of standing up and using your voice. And if you can't do that, there's so many other ways to help, donations, emails, letters, you name it. There's always some way you can help.
Absolutely. Well said. Just as we start closing out, do you have any final thoughts, or did we pretty much cover all the things that you were thinking about?
Um, no, I covered everything. I mean, I could keep talking, but
I know, right? The two of us, we got to be roommates. I think it was last summer at one of the Women for Gun Rights events in our nation's capital, and it was surprising that we got any sleep at all.
Oh yeah, I had the room stocked with all sorts of food and
I was
drink.
well cared for with my roommate. Had the wine, had the cheese, had the meats. It was amazing.
Oh, and
Fruit,
we had a bomb scare.
and we had a bomb scare.
Yep,
Yes,
yep,
that
we
was
had a bomb
wild.
scare. Yep.
Evacuated the hotel at, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night or something like that.
It was crazy. It
It's
was
never dull.
difficult, but never dull. But we all handled it. We all found each other, and it goes to show you that we're sisters. We're truly sisters in Teal together, because that night was even though we had the bomb scare, we all found each other outside and made sure that every single one of us was safe, you
It's
know.
so true. Preparedness-minded people, you know, we shone that night, I think. We did a good job and set a good example for other people about, how to do the unexpected.
Unex-
That's the thing. That's what we train for. We train to do the
And then
unexpected.
I think we got to bed probably around, I would say maybe 1 o'clock, and we all had to get up early because we all had appointments. We
Yeah,
all
with
had
our
to go, and it
legislators
was
on
like
Capitol Hill.
95 degrees, walking in heels, sneakers, teal t-shirts.
Yeah,
Here we come, and we got it done.
we sure did. I love it. All right. Well, we need to scoot on out of here. Tell folks about your podcast. You've had some amazing guests on this powerful podcast of yours. Tell folks again how they can be a part of the 10th anniversary gala and anything else, social media pages, websites.
Yeah, so Sisters in Arms, a firearm story on YouTube. So a firearm story, because otherwise you'll find something else. I have a a Facebook page as well, Sisters in Arms, a firearm story, and my website, waystobeempowered.com. And again, please check out the Second Amendment Institute at SAI.org. There's a lot of great information on there about what we're doing and all the amazing work we're doing and all the amazing people that are on the board trying to help us get it done. So um, and you can get involved. We need your help.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for all that you do. You inspire people all the time.
Yes, Kerrie Ann, thank you very much for everything.
And
No, thank you.
we will see you at whatever the next thing is. And if it happens to be the June event, that feels too far away for me. But we will definitely look forward to seeing you
With no bomb scares.
with no bomb scare.
No bomb scares.
I
Take
love
care.
it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye now. All right. My goodness. That is wild to me that it's the 10th anniversary of Second Amendment Institute, SAInational.org. It is the 250th anniversary of our nation. And also later in the year, in September, it will be the 10th anniversary of Women for Gun Rights.org.
Wow. Everything's
So
happening right now.
it really is. And last year was the 20th anniversary of the AZCDL, which I'm the vice president of that board. So it's just, it's an interesting time to be alive. And I love all the celebrations because a lot of times we forget to do that part, right?
Yeah.
We're so busy doing that we forget to sit back and appreciate the work that we do and the people that we do it with.
You know
So,
what's scary?
hmm.
Is I remember the 200th anniversary as though it was yesterday.
Cute. That's
Isn't
cute.
that sick?
Well,
I
I
mean,
will.
it wasn't 50 years ago,
Yeah,
but it was
I
50
know.
years
I
ago.
know.
76.
Yeah. No, me too. I remember being in Disneyland and they had this massive float for one
Okay.
of their parades with a humongous eagle and a big red, white, and blue banner.
Yeah.
And I remember being there when that happened. And you'll see that in, videos and social media things and stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, I was there.
Yeah.
That's so special. And I know people are going to be building those memories this year as we turn 250. It's amazing. All right. Well, thank you again to the awesome Miss Kerrie Ann Auclair for everything she does. She's so accomplished. And to hear her tell it, she's like, I'm just getting started. And it's like, well, if this is you just getting started, lady, watch out
Yeah.
because the sky's the limit. So thank you so much to her. Thank you to Tyler Isagary for founding the Second Amendment Institute and for all the work that he does through that organization and for bringing me on the board because that's a huge honor for me as well. My goodness. Thank you to our listeners and our viewers because everywhere that there's internet, you guys spend time with us. And your time is your most finite commodity. When you spend it with us, that's everything. It's noticed, it's appreciated, and you share our work with others. Speaking of which, if you want to watch this video over again, share it with your friends, see any of our videos, go to Rumble, go to YouTube, anywhere that hosts these kinds of videos. Click the subscribe and the notifications, please. The subscribe tells those platforms that you value these conversations. And the notifications button gets you the latest episode as fast as it can get to you. If you want to listen to the audio only version of this show, go to our website, gunfreedomradio.com, click the on demand tab, and
Binge listen to your heart's content.
darling. Oh, we did that in unison. If you want to see photos and links and bios of all the guests we've ever had on, including Kerrie Ann Auclair, go to the guest tab. It is an ever-growing database of subject matter experts, and when you spend time there, we don't hate that. Oh, did you just mock me? Did you just?
I don't know. Did you just mock me?
I think you just mocked me.
I think you just mocked me.
Let's try it again. When you spend time there, we don't hate that. See, you did it again.
That was not me.
It was totally you.
That was not me. That was
Oh
AI.
my goodness. I think it was AI. We'll blame AI. All right. So I want to thank some of the organizations that support the work that we do, support our values, and also financially support the work that we do by giving us a portion of anything that you purchase through them. So first of all, there's an online shopping network that's invitation only. Consider this your invitation from Dan and I directly to you. It is the patriothousehold.com/GFR for Gun Freedom Radio. It is a private invitation-only shopping club that is helping our family and millions of other people cut the cord on those huge corporations that use our own money to diminish our freedom and our individual liberties. From laundry soap to skincare to delicious snacks, as Danny is holding, these simply fit little bite-sized nuggets of goodness. They're so delicious.
And the best steaks that you will ever buy. I promise they are so good.
Riverbend Ranch steaks. For your needs, rather than shop at these other places, set your order online and forget it. That's what I do. It shows up at my door. It's hot. I was going to say hot and fresh. It's fresh. The meat is frozen. The snacks are delicious. The products are quality products that we would buy no matter what, no matter where we could get them. It could not be more simple. So for quality and convenience and shopping at exclusive American-owned company on American soil, buying American-made products, fueling American jobs, go to patriothousehold.com/GFR.
So think about leaving, you order your stuff and walk away and you can have it remind and order. Think guys, how much money you're going to save by your wife not going to the grocery store and impulse buying.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I thought, well, maybe they'll do it online too, but no, because you're going to set your order and walk away. So you're not going to, you're not going to impulse buy.
That's true. I mean, you can if you want to. You can just keep scrolling through the website,
No, you can't.
finding some cool things.
They can, you can't.
But, I can't. Okay, understood. Message delivered, Mr. Todd. And on the same theme of supporting American-made, American jobs, all of that, patriotmobile.com. So all of us walk around with these cell phones, and many of us, too many of us, use the data through corporations that use that money to diminish our freedoms. So patriotmobile.com/GFR for Gun Freedom Radio. They are the only patriotic, Christian-based, conservative wireless provider that shares your values. You're going to pay for the service anyway. Why not pay somebody that you align with? You keep your number, you keep your phone, you keep your values, and you get to choose if you want to be on Verizon cell towers, if you want to be on AT&T, or if you want to be on T-Mobile. We have switched over our whole family, and we've been all over this nation and on a cruise outside the nation, and we have not had one bit of interruption. It's the same power and strength of the service you have now, but yet fueling a company that puts their money where their mouth is. They show up at all of the Second Amendment gatherings and rallies and events that I go to because they really, really believe what they say. But once again, patriotmobile.com/GFR. And finally, attorneys on retainer. I encourage you highly to go to our home page for GunFreedomRadio.com and scroll down. You're going to find a list of companies and organizations and services that we align with. You will see one that says Attorneys on Retainer. Don't trust an insurance company with your self-defense shooting. Attorneys on Retainer is the only in the nation attorney law firm that specializes in self-defense law. And if you are forward-thinking enough and prepared enough to be armed and to train, then this is just part of your preparedness plan. Because if you, God forbid, have to defend your life, the law will visit itself upon you, and you will need an attorney on retainer.
So my daughter just gave me a card and said put it in the truck. And when I went out, I read it. And what a refreshing reminder of what you need to do if you're caught in a self-defense situation. So I put it in my truck, and it just gives me a breath of fresh air.
It's peace of mind. Reminds you that if you're involved in any kind of an incident where the police want to come up and talk to you,
shut up.
Just shut up. That's the first key thing. Just shut up. Call your attorney on retainer. Let them handle it from there.
And the most important thing that I saw and I learned is if you call 911, you say, whatever the situation is, let's say it's a shooting, you say, there's been a shooting, we need medical attention, it's at this address, and hang up the phone.
That's it. Just
you
the
don't
facts.
say your name, you don't say anything else. It's to get the police there and get the medical there and hang up.
Just
the
facts.
most valuable thing that you could learn. So anyway,
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with the service.
Hope we don't ever need it.
No.
But if we do, it's there.
Like your seatbelt.
Exactly.
We got a seatbelt. Hope we never need it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So until next time, what are we going to do?
Mock you?
Yeah, I see that you're mocking me.
We're going to pray for our nation.
We are. We're going to pray for the people who are in leadership.
Even the ones you don't like, Cheryl?
Especially the ones you don't like, Dan.
Really?
Absolutely.
Do you have some you don't like, Cheryl?
I'm pleading the fifth. I'm going to just shut up.
Very good.
See what I did there?
Yes, very good.
All right. Until next time, be good to each other. Have a great week, and God bless.
Bye-bye.